Hello
Hi.
and welcome to your weekly cocktail podcast, Drinking Stuff with Drinkstuff, where we try all the weird and wonderful cocktails
so you don't have to. I'm Izzy, by the way. Do people know us, do you think?
Well, we did say our names in the very first episode.
I was like, I better say, I'm Izzy. And this is Laura. Oh, this is
Laura. But I don't feel like we need to give our name. Well, do we?
I don't know. I just think that if the more I say it, the more it might be engraved in people's brains.
Yeah.
And then they remember who I am. And then I become we become top podcasters for cocktails, and then we become rich and famous. And
this is the dream. And then we become cocktail historians. Look, we've got a roadmap, okay? We know where we're going to take this podcast, and it's all the way. It's to the level of, right, cocktail historians. We just historians, not necessarily, knowing anything about how to make them. I
just Google it.
The history.
Google it. It's how you get around anything in this world, isn't it, really? Just
it's
Google
true.
It. So, we've got some exciting cocktails today.
Yes, we have actually got some exciting cocktails. And at first, right, so at first one of them, we were both like, oh no, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
But when it gets to this late in the day,
you want them.
You're like, actually, do you know what? That sounds really good.
Fancy a cocktail immediately. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to...
But, so this week we're on episodes...
8.
Sorry, we're on episode 8, but it's cocktails number, because I think you've written it down.
87 and 86.
87 and 86. 87 being the Godfather, and then 86 being the classic hangover cure, the Bloody Mary.
I can't wait to share my history of that. It's not that interesting. Well, it's interesting, obviously. But...
Also, we need to remember that conversation we started having in the office the other day about Bloody Marys, and we were like, it was really good, interesting conversation, and we were like, no, stop.
But I can't remember what we were talking about.
No, neither can I.
So that'd be interesting. But I do have some good stuff for the Godfather, so we can hopefully talk through those, and its many variations. But I find this one a bit scary. And I'm just going to say now, actually, a shout out to my mother's boyfriend. I can't even remember what alcohol it was.
Glenmorangie.
Glenmorangie, that's it. For the Glenmorangie Scotch Whisky, because that was literally the only whiskey that we had left in our house that had some in it. The rest of it's like Irish.
And he has gratefully donated
Sacrificed. Oh, we donated it. Sacrificed.
I mean,
dramatic, didn't it?
Same thing, different hat, maybe.
But I don't know, should we just jump right into it?
Well, come on. We obviously talk a little bit about
I'm excited,
the cocktail
that's why.
first. But, right. Boozy.
Oh, so
General
sorry. I completely forgot
scale,
about that. I'm going to...
And then
you can tell it's been a day and a half, can't you?
It's not even been a day and a half. It's been a week, gang.
It's been a week and a half.
We are in... When you listen to this, HRC will have maybe started, but we're in the home run to HRC show, the hotel, restaurant and catering show, where Drinkstuff are going to be proudly, kind of showing off some of our kind of products that we've got, including Barfly. So obviously, if you want to go and have a little sneaky peek at the Barfly, head on down to HRC. But obviously, it's a lot of work. It's not,
prep. More prep than I thought.
You don't just throw it together and hope for the best.
Yeah.
So it's been a week. We didn't think things were going to turn up on time. And then by the skin of our teeth, they have arrived. And so I think we're just well ready for a drink, to be honest. I think that's the issue we've got.
And I think this cocktail is definitely going to knock you off your bar stool, actually. Because it's gentle boozy scale, it's an 8. So we're really up there with the booziness. Yeah. And sweet and dry, it's a 7. So it's a really alcoholic,
dry
sweet yumminess.
Is it sweet? I thought it was dry.
Sweet/dry. Sorry, it's dry.
Yeah, it's dry.
I'm sorry. Well,
it's been a week. It's fine. It's been a week.
It's only because I thought Disaronno Amaretto is a sweet,
but I think
drink. But then yes, I guess it probably is balanced out by the absolute hell that is whiskey.
Okay, so now that we've kind of alluded to the ingredients, what are ingredients?
So we have 60 ml of 12-year-old Scotch whisky, or just what you have on your shelf.
Yeah.
And 20 ml of Disaronno Amaretto.
Okay.
So basically any Amaretto.
So it's like a whiskey sour, but without the sour.
Yeah, basically. It's just like a whiskey with an added little bit of a little spice, one of those.
Almondy.
Yeah. So it could really be. I
think if you're a whiskey drinker, it's probably going to be great. If we've said before, I don't really like whiskey. It's not really my thing. So I'm not sure I'm gonna massively like it. Not in like a this is awful, the worst cocktail I've ever tasted. It's just my personal like taste. Like it's not for me.
Yeah, I don't like whiskey. I mean, I have to like if I'm drinking whiskey with James or if I'm feeling left out and I'm like, oh, but I want a whiskey because like I don't.
Because it's Burns night.
I don't want to look uncool and not be drinking a whiskey. So I'm like, fix me something up, and we literally just put whiskey with like, in a way, I kind of make it into kind of like a mule kind of thing. So literally put like whatever a double measure of like whiskey with. Some lime juice and some ginger beer, just like to top it up a little bit, and it helps so much.
Isn't that just a whiskey ginger?
I don't know.
That's the thing.
All right, there we go then. It's a whiskey ginger ale, and it's yummy, but that's what I have.
I mean, I'm gonna say this, and you're gonna think like you're gonna be like, oh my god. But I always remember grandparents being like, oh yeah, have a whiskey ginger, because they want whiskey, but they don't want straight whiskey, so they put a bit of ginger beer or ginger ale in it, and it's like a whiskey ginger.
It tastes really good though. I would actually recommend that. Because it helps if you don't want to, like, you do want to sit there with your whiskey in front of the fire, but you don't want to obviously be drinking neat whiskey that literally makes you want to throw up every time you take a sip. Which is how I feel. I love it. This could be fun.
Fair enough.
Right, so now, should I jump in now?
Well, what's the history?
Well, I don't know if we don't particularly have an order normally. I just kind of...
Yeah, we do. We always talk about the boozy and the general
you want the
and
history now? I just thought we'd discuss the history while we drank it, but hey-ho.
No,
so,
you always say before.
This cocktail emerged in the 1970s. Okay, so it was described as the old-fashioned with attitude. So that's the other cocktail that we obviously... we
haven't got there yet. I think that's quite high up in the chart.
Yeah. So other cocktails such as the Godmother and Godchild are also made, but they can be made with bourbon. Everything about
bourbon biscuits.
Oh, sorry, my mistake. It can be made with bourbon, whatever it is, but it's called the Boss rather than the Godfather. Okay. There are 17 different variations of this cocktail, so we're like a lot.
Yeah, so like, it's just whiskey and something else.
Basically, yeah, and it's named after the Godfather film.
I did wonder if it was the Godfather.
There is a connection there. So yeah, 1970s. It's all ties in together. Now can I drink?
Yes, now you can make the damn cocktail.
Thank you. So now what are you going to talk about while I do this?
Well, no, we always do it that way.
I'm only winding you up.
We always do it that way. We always have the history first because I go, now to my history buff. But you're just not buffing today. I don't know how you can call yourself a cocktail historian. Because you just didn't want to talk about the history.
Well, I was going to do it while doing this. I thought I'd be like multitasking, cool and everything, but I'm not that cool. Right, so for this, I'm going to start with my whiskey, and I'm going to put. Did you put these here for me to use?
Yeah, well, there are the jiggers, obviously. The jiggers do have some internal lines, but our favourite jigger, Steve, has packed away for HRC, so you'll have to make do.
Which I think is really rude, because actually, it's not all about him.
You'll have to make do.
It's all about Steve.
He would say it is all about him. Oh my god, if I know it gone. Oh, no, I think I've literally put exactly 60ml, like judged by my eye. Just chuck it in.
That was pretty impressive.
I'm really impressed with myself.
Wow. And then 20ml of Disaronno. Oh, sorry, what side's that?
The little side will be 25, just like the other jigger.
I know, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to not get it wrong, that's all. So... but this says 15.
Yeah, so just do it in between 15 and the top rim.
No, I was just getting confused, okay? I'm trying not to muck it up. I'm actually a bit exhausted. So it's just... Right, there we go. And then...
We've had to substitute the good spoon as well.
Yeah, because, again, Steve's just thought about himself. And I'm going to give it a swirl. Oh, God, it's stuck.
So we've used a metal, metal mixing cup, I guess.
I don't recommend it.
It's supposed to help keep, because metal conducts temperature.
The ice is stuck to the side.
Metal conducts temperature better, like a cocktail shaker. So it should be better for chilling a cocktail. You can see it's all frosty.
It looks so pretty. It did also stick to the bar. Right, I'm going to go that this is done now.
Yeah, I've got 2 glasses.
Because I don't think I can take any more of that sound.
Oh no, they do fit. Oh no,
Steve. Right, you know what? I don't care. Oh, look at all the ice coming in.
Oh wow.
Sorry, I'm not going to go too overboard with this.
No, just that's fine. Oh, you can see little icy chunks. Probably should have double strained. Oh well.
It does say.
We live and learn.
I think it does. Oh, It just says strain, so it doesn't actually say fine strain.
Okay.
It might be my mistake for using the ice that was already open, which was
the
like
crushed ice.
Crushed.
You used crushed ice.
Yeah, I didn't think.
No, you should have used cubed ice.
See, do you know what? We're having a morning today. A morning.
But actually, I mean, it's definitely not morning. It's definitely nearly 5 o'clock. Oh, it's gone 5 o'clock in the afternoon. But Steve, I know you listen, right? Come on. You wanted stupid questions to answer on some videos. What is the difference between crushed ice and cubed ice?
Yeah, I mean, apart from the fact that crushed ice wouldn't have stuck to the side if we used the mixing glass, but it did that one because it's metal.
I don't know. I feel like, what's the difference? Why do we use different ice? Anyway, I could smell the booze from here. Like, I didn't even need to pick it up, and I could smell those.
The girl likes that. I like that.
You can definitely smell the Di Serrano.
Oh, I like it. It smells good. I'm not going to like the taste of it, I can tell, but...
It does smell really good. I mean, you can definitely smell the whiskey, and you can definitely smell...
But it's like a nice almondy, like, warming whiskey smell. It's really nice.
Yeah, it smells very, like, wintry.
Oh my god, I've done it again. We're supposed to put... Well, no, I haven't done it again, technically. I mean, it says pour into an ice-filled glass.
Oh, okay. Well, we don't normally put ice in
But we don't normally, so I'm not going to actually make
fine, and you've got ice chunks in yours. Yeah. What do you want?
Right, I'm going to go for it. Are you going to...
Yeah, let's go.
That's good. I hate whiskey this much. Oh, fuck.
Oh.
Mm.
It's just very whiskey.
Oh, it's weird.
It's not for me. It's not saying it's bad. Just don't drink whiskey. Ooh.
God. I tell you what, it makes drinking whiskey more manageable.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't recommend.
It's not for me.
I could drink that.
I just don't like whiskey.
I could drink that, but I'm not loving it, but I could sit and drink it. It's not awful, and it actually does make me a little bit happy, but it also makes me a bit sad all at the same time. So I don't know if it's like the whiskey.
It's an emotional roller coaster of a drink.
So whiskey, sad, Izzy. Amaretto, happy, Izzy. Smack them together.
Happy sad.
That's what we get. We get this. I'm going to rename it the Happy Sad.
I would say that's going to be the episode title, but we think we might need to roll back on the fun episode titles and maybe give you something a little bit more informative.
Oh, that sip was more sad than happy. Yeah, I'm going to stop drinking that now because this is going to get really bad.
I've had one sip and that was enough for me.
I had 3.
One was enough for me.
I think I would make it for somebody I know who likes whiskey, but I would not make that for anyone else. They have to solidly like whiskey.
Yeah, they've got to be a whiskey drinker. Like,
yeah.
I would probably make that for my stepdad because he loves whiskey. I think he probably loves Amaretto, so I would make that for Tyrone and he'd probably have a great time. Would I make it for me? No.
But then that's the thing. I think I'm gonna have to. I don't hate it though. What was our level 3? What was 3 on our?
So
I've forgotten. Is it bad? I've forgotten. God.
Oh god, my brain's not working this evening.
It's the whiskey. It's hit us,
it's gone. It's killed me. Yeah. So 5 was middle of the road, and that was. So 7 would drink in a bar.
Yeah.
Or would order in a bar. 6 was then sort of like you'd make it at home. 5 was you'd drink it again.
Yeah.
So then 4 is kind of that, like, if 4's sort of 3, 4 is kind of sat where you're like, yeah, if someone bought it for me, I'd finish it.
Yeah, well, that's never going to happen.
No.
2. I'd give this a 2.
I'm thinking 2 as well. I am. I'm definitely thinking 2.
I'd give it a 2.
Yeah.
Well, that's slightly a shame, but it's not a shame, but it is. I mean, I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, I was not convinced that I was going to like it at all, so...
I don't know, though, because I keep wanting to go back for more, but I know it's going to be a really bad mistake if I do.
I just don't like whiskey.
Yeah.
It's just so hard to judge these, and it's really not fair on the cocktail. And I guess that some of our ratings, to a point, are really unfair, because realistically, if you don't like a whiskey, then no, you're not going to like this. But people who like whiskey...
Yeah, I mean, let's not start, like, picking down that low, because that's the point of our podcast.
No. But I was just going to say, I think you should make James drink one of these.
Yeah, maybe I should.
And then come back to us, and... Because, obviously, James drinks whiskey.
Oh, he drinks whiskey like water. Like, oh, God, that sounds really bad. I'm sorry. Like...
It's not like he listens.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that. I meant it more the fact that he really loves whiskey and like would happily sit and drink it. Like obviously he doesn't because he's not an alcoholic, but he would happily sit and drink it.
He'd have a great time at like a whiskey distillery.
He goes to Whiskey Live, which is like a whiskey tasting event, and they go around trying loads of whiskies. So he does stuff like that.
Sure. So yeah, I think you might need to do some homework. I think you might need to take that home.
All right.
And get him to try it and
then
to give his rating, so that we can kind of like compare for like with a whiskey drinker what they actually think of it.
I think maybe I should film his reaction. This could be interesting. I think he'll like
bonus
it.
Episode.
Yeah.
Oh, bonus episode. Record him.
I will do. Okay.
Oh my god! Bonus episode coming up. James tries The Godfather.
Yeah. I'm gonna do that. I
think you should.
Okay.
If you download the Anchor app, and we use Anchor to distribute our podcast.
Yeah.
Shout out to Anchor. It's free.
It is free.
But download the Anchor app.
Yeah.
And we'll log you in on it, and then you can record it straight on your phone.
That's amazing. Okay, well, James, you wait. I mean, you'll already be listening to this after it's happened.
You may have even tried it by the time you listen to this.
No, he will do it because, I mean,
you're doing it this weekend.
Oh, I'm doing it tonight. Get ready. It's Thursday.
I hope you liked it, James.
So, yes. So, we'll basically be rating it too. Be interested to see what he thinks. So
yeah, I think, let's definitely try and get him recorded.
Definitely. Right, so we will move on to the next cocktail, but we will come back to The Godfather, I guess, at some point.
Well, I think it'll be bonus episode
in
material.
the bonus episode, yeah, definitely. Should I film it for YouTube too?
No, that's me. We'll just do bonus episode voice recording.
So if you're watching on YouTube, if you want the bonus episode, you're gonna have to come over.
And then when you do come over, ideally to Apple Podcasts, leave us a review.
Yeah. Oh, please leave us a review.
We have actually started tracking like our chart position, okay, in the food category. And at one point we were really high. We were like number 66 out of like 250 podcasts in the UK.
Which is good.
We have since dropped. I'm not going to disclose our current rating because I don't want to.
Our current rating is lovely.
No, don't say it. But we want more reviews so we can be a little bit higher in the rankings.
Yeah.
Because who doesn't want to have a top 10 UK podcast? So leave us a review. Head over to Apple Podcasts. Leave us a little review.
And now,
tell me what you think.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what people think, to be honest. Right, I'm going to move on to the next cocktail, which is cocktail number 86 out of the 100 cocktails. And it's the Bloody Mary. So this
Bloody Mary.
Oh, don't say it a third time.
Bloody Mary.
There's no mirror.
There's no mirror.
Glasses are like mirror.
No.
There.
It's stainless steel. She ain't gonna come and kill me tonight. If I don't turn up to work tomorrow, you know why though.
This fridge just lit. No, actually, let's not talk about that right now.
Are you thinking that there's a ghost?
No.
So I will say for the podcast. So a previous colleague that worked here, Sally. Shout out to Sally if you listen. I don't think you do, but if you do, you now need to tell me. Sally was always convinced this building was haunted.
Do you know what? I actually thought about that the other day. Something happened in this building that made me think,
Sally was always convinced this building was haunted.
Well, I'm with
and
Sally.
Fun fact, right? So where we are in the industrial estate, you know, like there's you kind of come up the road and there's the buildings the other side that way.
Yeah.
This makes no sense
to anyone.
It does sort of
Don't give away our location.
It does sort of with it's literally on the internet where the head office is.
Oh, right, okay.
But across the kind of street from us, behind that set of like buildings, there's actually like a fairly newish like housing development that was built there.
Yeah.
And it's called Chalk Hill Barrow. But, right, it was delayed in being built because when they started sort of like pulling like the ground up, they found a Saxon burial ground.
Oh. That's unlucky for them.
So that's why it's called Chalk Hill Barrow.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it could be haunted.
Oh.
We could be on.
I believe it. I do fully believe that this stuff like that happens.
I mean, I feel like this is getting into a different podcast
topic.
topic.
Feel like we're going to move on
and
now.
I would
true crime.
No, it's not true crime.
No,
it's the paranormal,
That's it, paranormal.
which I would happily make a paranormal podcast because I love all that stuff.
Cocktails and paranormal activity.
Maybe that's podcast number 2 that we need to do.
Maybe.
We keep saying we're going to do another podcast because we enjoy doing it, but you know.
Oh, that smells delicious. So I've just opened the Big Tom. Oh,
so
we need to explain
hang on.
this.
Yeah. Before you go on about the Big Tom,
Sorry.
talk through the recipe and then talk how we're doing it.
Basically, there's the Bloody Mary recipe, which is like the traditional one, but Difford's Guide have their own version of it.
And we went there.
The Difford's Guide version had stuff like bell peppers in it and shit like that. We don't have time for that. What's the point? It's just going to get wasted. So we decided that we'd go for the more traditional kind of style, I guess.
Yeah.
Which would be 100ml of vodka, 500ml of tomato juice, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, Worcestershire sauce, Tabasco, like as little dashes, celery, salt, and black pepper.
Yeah.
With like garnished with celery sticks if you want to be fancy.
But again, although that's great, and actually if you were at home, that would be easy to make.
Because we have
We're not at home, as you can see, or, you know, if you watch on the YouTube, you'll know. But for those of you listening, we film at our studio and work. So we don't necessarily have Worcestershire sauce just lying about or like Tabasco. So we were really lazy. But I think it was more...
it's more of ease and not having to buy every single product.
And it's, you know, it's just a bit quicker. We actually bought what's called Big Tom
spiced
tomato mix, which is basically just tomato juice. It then got a spice blend, which has like Worcestershire sauce, sugar, salt, tamarind, garlic salt, pepper, cloves, a little bit of vinegar. So it's kind of like your spice base.
And then you add the alcohol.
And then you just add the booze.
Woo.
Which, realistically, seeing as this is a hangover cure, surely that's what everyone would want to do.
Yeah. And actually, while I'm here as we do the history first, before the cocktail, I will explain. So actually, first of all, we'll start off with the gentle boozy scale. So it's a 5, so it's really in the middle of the gentle and booziness. Sweet and dry is a 6. But that is Difford's Guide's version, like rated version. So they
it's
might
going to differ slightly.
So and the history of it, unless you had anything.
No.
So the history of it was created by Ferdinand Petoit. I know it actually does say Petoit like that. In 1920 in Paris. So it was basically like a barman did that, but he spiced it up with vodka and other crap in New York City in 1940.
Mm.
But it's funny because in the history it also says the true originator, which seems a bit funny to me, was George Jessel, who was a Hollywood star between 1920 and 1950, and this was his favourite drink. And he originally called it Jessel's Pick-Me-Up.
Okay.
So basically, in my mind, I'm getting a very strange image of George Jessel's, whatever his name is, because I'm just thinking that, was he just drunk all the time? And thought,
he was hungover on set, and like this perked him up.
Yeah, and he went, get me my pick-me-up, and then they'd arrived with the pick-me-up.
Yeah, he was a drunkard on set.
That's how I'm imagining it. Oh, do you know that for a fact, or is it?
No, that's me slandering someone who I'm assuming is dead.
I mean, yeah, 1920 to 1950, there's a chance.
Yeah. So the thing is,
when we get sued.
Can I? This was our last ever podcast episode.
That's really nice. It just smells like tomato soup.
It just smells like that, or like pasta sauce.
Yeah. Oh, I'd love that in my pasta. Honestly, you could pour that on pasta.
You could just use that as a pasta sauce.
Is it Gigi Hadid who's got like a Hadid or however you pronounce her last name, who has a vodka pasta?
I don't know.
I'm sure it is, and she has a vodka pasta, which I feel like may be based off of this. I don't know. I've never made it. But how would you like me to make this then? So,
well, I was thinking, do they have...
They kind of just says, shake and chill for a wonderfully powerful, spicy drink, or add a generous shot of vodka, ice, and a stick of celery for the best Bloody Mary ever.
So I would say, because we take the recipe we got that was like 500 and then 100, wasn't it? I think if we do 50 and 250...
Yeah, sorry. I was in my mind. I was like, "What? 250 of vodka?" I was like,
"No, the fucking tomato juice." You swear.
Right, 50 vodka going in.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
It weighs on me.
It's alright. I didn't listen.
I know you didn't, but you know,
I literally wasn't listening. Whoop.
I know, but yeah, I can't live with myself.
Right. So then 250. This could be really funny.
It's thinner than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be quite thick.
I'm going to lose track of how many of it.
So 1, 2. You need to put 5 in. 2, 3, 4.
God, this is a lot of this.
Yeah. Well, you normally have it in like a big tall tumbler, don't you?
Yeah. Right. So, and now I'm going to give it a stir.
Also, shout out to Alex in the office because Bloody Mary is her like ultimate favourite cocktail.
Is it? I didn't know that.
I'm probably going to be giving her the big tom
Yeah,
tomorrow.
actually, I was going to say that.
I'm probably going to be like, we used this for a cocktail. Would you like it?
Because there's very little chance of me using it. Right.
Oh, do you know what I realised?
What?
We didn't turn on the...
Oh, no!
Should I turn it on part way through?
Yeah.
Oh,
Look at that. Lovely.
now I've just got drink stuff in the eyes.
Right.
Do you want to put some ice in these glasses?
I mean, can I just
Or are we just
scoop
going
it
to do
out?
it?
Is
Or
that really...
we'll do a dirty pour.
No, I got this. I'll just give us one each because... Oh, shit. Okay, this was...
Oh, I've got this.
I
she
had
says. Just for those of you who are listening, she's trying to fish out a bloody ice cube out of the Bloody Mary, but she's struggling.
This is so bad.
Just dirty pour.
No, I'm determined now. Okay, we're going to be on this podcast a while if I don't stop.
Yeah. So, just for reference, a dirty pour is where you just... The ice that you shook or stirred with, you just chuck in the glass to save wasting, like, more ice.
Steve calls it a dirty dump, but we
Yeah.
think that's distasteful. Oh, there's the dump. Right, cheers then. Let's go.
We didn't go with Nick and Norris today. We went sort of like short tumblers just because I like quite a lot.
That smells really nice.
It just smells like pasta sauce.
I know, that's why I like it. I'm just going to down it. I'm joking, I'm downing it.
No. Well, we've only got about 25ml of...
Oh, that's lovely.
That's really good.
That is good. Should we just... Oh, that's spicy as well. I like it. Ooh.
That's actually surprising. Still don't think I could do it if I was hungover.
Oh, I don't know. I think I could.
No, I don't think I could drink it hungover. But that's what we were sort of... Don't think I could drink it when I was hungover.
Lemon juice in it. I never put any lemon in it.
I don't think you need lemon juice in it.
I want to splash.
Let's splash it in then.
Sorry, I'm adding lemon juice to my mix for
And
an
then
added...
give it a stir.
Oh, it's not even open.
Oh, it's a new one. Give it a shake. Just because it'll have, you know,
Yeah, I know.
been settled. So I definitely... So when we were talking about this cocktail in the office, I know that I said that basically I think that this would be a great starter drink. So, like, if you were in a restaurant and you were like, oh, I don't know what I want to start, I reckon you could have this as a starter.
I'm going to give it a stir just because...
Because it's a bit like gazpacho.
What the hell's gazpacho?
Cold soup.
Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
I couldn't neck it. Like, if I was out with a
Don't
girl...
recommend putting lemon juice in it.
No?
Oh, it's not bad. Oh, I don't know.
Maybe you put a bit too much in.
Mm.
Did you just spit that back in your glass?
It was really cold on my teeth and it was like the automatic reaction was to spit the ice cube. No, it was the ice... It was an ice cube.
It was just this little... like, trying to subtly spit your drink back.
It was an ice cube. I drank the drink, it was the ice cube, okay?
Backwashing your cocktail.
Mm.
The lemon juice is ruined it, hasn't it?
In a way.
Maybe you put a bit too much in.
I don't mind it though, it's kind of nice. It's so middle of the road for me.
This is definitely, like I say, I wouldn't, like, if I was going out for a night out, I wouldn't pick this.
No, it's a brunch cocktail, 100%.
It's either brunch or it is a dinner cocktail.
Yeah, you are not drinking this on a night out with the girls.
No, you're either at brunch and you're like, do you know what? Actually, maybe I can see it as like a hangover because it's just a bit like pizza.
Yeah.
And if I was hungover and someone went, do you want a slice of cold pizza? I'd be like,
Yeah.
Absolutely, I want a slice of cold pizza.
Definitely. I generally think I might start drinking this as my hangover cure. But then I know what my hangovers are like and I don't think it would go down very well.
Yeah, actually, I can see this because, yeah, sometimes if you were like, or if you were hungover and someone handed you cold, like, tomato cheesy pasta.
Sorry, I've just thought about I just thought James would not be happy clearing up that red, like, vomit that would erupt if he had this. The poor boy clears up enough of my sick when I'm drunk.
Just make it to the toilet, come on.
Sometimes there's not always time.
How is there not always time?
I always... Sorry, this is really going off topic. That's really bad. The only time I've ever been sick where I shouldn't have been sick is literally in the bin in the bedroom when you can't get across the bed and out of the door in time. Because this house is quite long, I can't run to the bathroom. And I'm like, my options are sick in the bin or risk being sick on the way. And I can't do that to his parents. I just can't. So yeah, it's not going to be my hangover. It might be like I was going to say a Sunday, but it's not.
Well, no, not like a super hungover, but like maybe you had a few drinks on a Saturday night and you're feeling a little bit the next day.
Oh, I'm not drinking more of that.
The lemon juice killed it, didn't it?
A little bit, yeah. Don't do that.
Okay, so just big Tom and vodka.
Yeah, definitely. And actually, do you know what? I would have it on a Saturday morning, only because I feel like drinking on Friday night, Saturday morning you get up, you have a Bloody Mary, you wait a couple hours for 12 o'clock to hit, just so you're not like,
drinking over the
yeah. And then, you carry on drinking at midday, and I reckon that would set you up for the weekend.
Or, some kind of...
week.
Or some kind of brunch.
Yeah.
Or, like I say, I could even see it that, like, you're sat at a dinner party and you're trying to be all fancy and you don't know what, you're like, fuck a starter. Like, although I love a starter. I'd rather have a starter than dessert.
I'm really hungry now. You're just like, I'm like...
I know.
What's the time? I'm hungry.
Go home in a minute and I don't even know what I'm going to have for dinner now.
Bloody Mary.
Can't just drink Bloody Marys.
You could.
I mean, I could. But I'm not going to.
I vote yes.
No, I should probably have actual real food.
No, have a food.
Have
a slice of cold pizza.
I don't have any cold pizza.
Bloody wish I did.
I think I might make. Well, I don't. But I don't know why I'm telling you guys what I'm going to make for dinner. My brain is wandering.
It's the Bloody Mary.
It's not the Bloody Mary. It's just this week. Oops. Oh well.
And
but okay. Do you know what? We've rambled on about how much we like it, but we haven't rated it.
Do you know what? I don't like it that much.
It's because you
like
ruined
it. No, because
Go get straw and try this one again.
I do like it.
Try again.
I just think it's average. That's all I'm saying. It's like, it doesn't blow my head off like, wow, amazing. Oh my God, I'm going to order that in a bar. It's like, for me, I'm like, it's a 5. Like,
I don't know, because if you... Right.
We're going to have a debate now.
We're going to have a debate. This is going to be a really long episode because we're going to have this debate. Right. Hear me out. Let me paint you a word picture. You know I love a word picture, right?
Oh God, then.
Right, I need you to imagine it.
Do you want me to close my eyes?
Yeah, please.
Do you know when I don't want to... I feel self-conscious if I close my eyes. I think you're trying to like do...
I'll push you over or something. So think about it. You go out for dinner, right?
Right.
And maybe, it's not like a super fancy dinner, but say you're going to Smokeworks. Yeah. So Smokeworks in Cambridge, an amazing barbecue restaurant. I've never actually been, but I've heard really good things. I get to try it next week. But you're going to somewhere like that, yeah? Mm-hmm. And you're looking at the starters and there's nothing really that you kind of fancy, but you see a Bloody Mary on the menu and you just think, Bloody Mary with maybe like some kind of like chorizo starter.
Okay, I can kind of see that, but I think where you're losing me a bit is because I wouldn't see, personally, I do not see this as something I just wouldn't, my brain wouldn't make that connection.
Would it not? Because it's just tomatoey, and I'm just thinking like all I want now is like maybe some cheese, a little bit of meat, maybe some bread.
It literally sets me up nicely for a brunch.
No, I could see this as a starter. Honestly, I could see me drinking this in a restaurant before dinner.
I've just found the best thing. Well, there we go. I think we should put this on an Instagram poll. We'll put this clip of the podcast up.
Okay.
Bloody Mary for a starter or for a brunch? Is that kind of the best way? Or both.
I mean, there is a wrong answer.
Both.
There isn't a wrong answer because I think I would drink it at all, both of them. But I do think it's a starter. Yeah. I do think I can definitely. Or even if you were like at a tapas restaurant, think of it as like a tapas restaurant, and you've got like the little picky kind of like Spanish, some olives, a little bit of this,
it would go well with olives.
That,
it would go well
and you're
olives.
Kind of like you're picking, and it's
so
a
the woman who doesn't like olives.
No, but I have different tapas.
The different one. You can have the olives.
Tapas.
Yeah, I think.
And then you just got one of these just to wash it all down.
Oh, but wine. I'm sorry. I have other drinks.
I get it, but I just think that you could drink that with tapas.
I mean, I'm not mad at you,
or
but
a starter.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm conflicted.
You drink too much wine, and I think it's ruining you.
I don't think so. I think it's marinating me into a better person.
But we still need to rate it.
I'd say a 5. I'm still going middle of the road. It's a 5 for me. It's not like...
I think it has got to hit that 7 for me because I think I would order it in a restaurant.
Really?
I think I would, honestly. I think if I was sat in, like I say, tapas or something,
No, I'd only order
I would order it.
I would only order it in like a brunch situation. And
But then you would still order it at a bar.
Yeah, but I wouldn't rate it as 7 as like, oh, it's amazing. Like, I just wouldn't. Like,
yeah, but we're not saying 7
I
is all
wouldn't
amazing.
go. I'm going to go now. I don't agree.
I'm just explaining that, don't forget, 7 wasn't like, this is the most amazing thing I've ever tried. It was, I would order this at an establishment.
But I just don't think it's that good. Oh, for fuck's sake. What about if I said a 6?
Oh, you can rate it what you want. I'm just trying to remind you of what the scale is.
Well, on this occasion, I think the scale can...
Oh.
I'm sorry. I didn't
But a 5 you would...
I just think middle of the road for me.
So
like 5
would you
is
drink
half
it
and
again?
half. I would drink it again, yeah.
So a 6?
Yeah. Or 5.5. No, I'm going 5.5.
5.5. All right,
5.55.
all right. I am going 7 because, like I say, I can just see me scoffing some tapas.
Oh, I want tapas now.
Oh, so do I. That might be what I get for dinner.
Oh, do it. I
think I might have
recommend.
to.
Do it.
Potato crickets.
Oh, don't. I'm right. That's it. I'm going now. Right. Packing up this stuff and I'm going.
No,
right, I'm
right,
rating it
okay,
a 6.
okay,
There we go.
Okay. Which brings me to my next question, which I think neither of us have done.
Oh, I have.
Oh, you've done next week, have you? I didn't look at it.
So next week we have some very interesting cocktails. We have Between the Sheets
Okay.
and the Grog.
Right, what's
I mean, I don't know.
Hang on, let me actually get the laptop
Because
up
do we
then.
need to spoil next week?
I don't know, I like to give a little bit of an overview.
So I can tell you what the Grog is if you want to hear that.
We know, yes.
The Grog is basically a rum, and the Grog is like a drink that you used to drink on pirate ships. No, sorry, just ships and
Navy ships, but it's also
Navy
got that
ships.
pirate
And
vibe.
yeah, Grog just sounds piratey, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Between the Sheets, you've got more rum. So we've got a rum heavy week. And
Yeah.
that's why Steve has actually given us a whole bunch of rum.
A shout out to Steve, because I did think this was very, very sweet. He literally came in with loads of miniature bottles.
Yeah.
And had put like every like alcohol we need, like the amount.
And we need
so
apparently
sweet.
we've got to try the grog a few different ways.
Yeah, there's all sorts
So there's
of
like the
shit to do,
Jamaican way, and then there's with like the really strong stuff.
I'm
And
not
then
gonna
there's the
remember now.
pussers. But we need to remember by next week.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll remember by next week.
So yeah, but anyway, go back to Between the Sheets. We've got a different rum. So it's rum, cognac, Cointreau, lemon juice, and sugar syrup. So I think that'll be fine.
Yeah, that'll be fine. And yeah, the Grog is just basically...
So I don't think the grog's going to end up ranked very high.
Isn't the Grog like cordial and...
I thought it was just supposed to be rum and water. Oh, well, so it's like... It's like Navy strength rum, lime juice, muscovado sugar,
syrup,
chilled water, and then some bitters. And I think we'll do a Google, or Steve will listen to this and tell us exactly what we need to do. To like for like the classic recipe as well.
This could be a laugh.
But it is obviously quite. It's just it's really strong rum that's diluted down with like water and lime so that you don't get scurvy on a pirate ship.
Basically, yeah.
And there's quite a bit of history, but not too much.
There is. I can't get ready for the history because it's going to blow your mind.
And then you can actually do a hot grog.
Oh, that sounds disgusting.
So it sounds a little bit like a hot toddy. So it's just basically hot water instead of cold water.
That's really grim. Right.
Anyway.
Well,
our debate has, kicked this episode off quite long today.
Yeah. Well, there we go then.
So, a not so high cocktail. She's going to try it again. And try this one again. Go and get a straw and try this one again without the lemon juice. Because I think the lemon juice has ruined it.
Where's my straws?
I think you've got some over there. There are some over there. I think you need to try this one again because I think you killed it with the lemon juice.
Pointing at me because I'm over here now.
I am pointing at you because you're over there now. Close up a busy. Right, no, come on, try this one again without the lemon juice.
I'm just going to do a little bit.
No, that's fine. I'm not expecting you to do loads. I just think this one...
Yeah, it's just very tomatoey. Whereas the lemon juice really cut it out. Ooh, spicy.
So, like I say, I think that one's better than the other one.
Well, there we go.
Oh, well.
We will see.
Well.
If I drink it again, I'll let you know.
Yeah, and we've obviously got a bonus episode coming because James is going to try the Godfather.
I've got to do that when I get back, actually. I better take a picture of the recipe just to remember.
Yeah, anyway.
Yes.
Well, see you next week.
Cheers.
Cheers.
She
every
fucked
time.
it.
Yeah, but there's always a we always do a pause.
Right, okay, right. I'm gonna do that again and keep this in because I think it's funny. Right.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh. Do you know what?
Just
fuck
that's
this.
it. Stop.
I'm going.
I'm stopping it.